Hello guys, good morning. So I hope you guys had a lovely night's rest. I know things are very crazy in this whole coronavirus period, so I hope you guys are really keeping yourselves safe. Make sure you're practicing social distancing, you're keeping your hands clean, you're not touching your face, your mouth, your eyes. So as long as you're keeping to all those instructions, everything should be fine. So without further delay, let's get into what we came to this group for. So here what you're looking at right now is the interface for this is the home screen for Photoshop CC 2018. Depending on what version you have, your home screen will look different, so don't get confused when you look at this. All these things are here, all these little thumbnails here, these are all for designs I've worked on recently. So these are like just quick links to my recent designs, so I can just jump in and continue working on them. So older versions won't preview your works like this. You might have to go through a longer process, or you can just open the document straight up, but they won't preview it neatly for you like this. So what we're going to focus on today is layers, how to work with layers. If you watch the interface video I dropped on the group, you guys should know about the layers panel. So without getting into much detail, let me go and create a new document. So here you create the size for your document, pixels or inches. I'm going to leave it at pixels, 1080 by 1080, resolution 300. Don't worry about the details about this part, because we'll get into this at a much later time, which will talk about how to create different canvas sizes for depending on what you want to do. Right here in this video, this document size here is meant for social media posts, the 4x4 post. So if you let me hit create, and you see it has a square shape. That's for Instagram, it's for LinkedIn, it's for Facebook, it's for your whole social media posts. So right now what we're going to focus on here in this total work area, like this is the work area here. So you have your tools on the left side. On the right side now we're going to focus here, which is the layers panel. There you see I just hit the new create a new layer button and create as many layers as I want. Layer 1, layer 2, layer 3, layer 4. So what are layers? Basically, layers are basically what the word implies, like, because the whole thing about graphics design is stacking things, or stacking one thing on top of another. So what do I mean by stacking one thing on top of another? Let me try and show you a quick example by doing something very quickly. So here I go to create a new solid color layer. There's a bright pink. Let me pick something a bit softer, like this blue. So this is a color layer, like this is one layer, and it's just basically a background color. Now what do I mean by stacking? I want to add something on top of this. So what do I want to add? I want to add an image. So let me go to my assets folder and look for an image. Let's see, I should have like some very sharp images here. Let me pick this lady here and drag it into our work area. Arrange it neatly here. That's a very sharp picture. So this here, if you look here, another layer has been created. So this is one layer on top of another layer. Now for something I want to show you, let me drag in a third layer. Let me see. For my third layer, what I want is, okay, let me drag in this my tools picture here. Alright, and place it here. I want you to observe something. You notice this picture, the most recent one I put here, is on top of every other thing. It's covering every other thing here. because there is one rule you have to remember. On your layers panel, whichever layer is at the topmost, like your topmost layer, like here I just disabled the visibility so you can't see it, but I put it back on and now you can see it. So whatever layer is on top is going to be in front, or it's going to overshadow every other thing. Now this first lady I put here, if I want to make her overshadow everything else, I just drag that layer to the top and you see now she is overshadowing everything. And same thing applies to the color layer. If I drag this above every other thing, it covers everything. You see, even though there are images behind it, you can't see them because it's covering everything. It's at the forefront. But if I put this back where it is, you see we're back to this. So that is basically what it means to work with the layers panel. You have to arrange everything in layers. Now, for example, if these two images, let me merge layers. So right now I made these two into one layer, and you can see I can't separate them. I can't put one in front of another. So it's not good practice to combine layers like this. Maybe depending on what you're trying to achieve, you can combine layers, but generally it's not good practice for graphic design. So let's go back and undo that. So now they are back to being two separate layers. So let's not get distracted. I just want you guys to focus only on layers right now. Let's recap what I meant. For the layers panel, you have to stack one thing on top of another, and whatever image is at the forefront is going to overshadow everything behind it. If I put something else, let's try this out. Let me put this my color splash here. So you see I put this color splash in between these two ladies, and you can see what happens. While it's covering tools at the back, the lady in front is covering the color splash. If I move this to the back, you see both ladies cover the color splashes behind the two of them, and if I move this to the top, it covers them both. That is basically what you need to know about the layers panel. So keep that in mind, because going forward we'll be going back to the layers panel. Like I said, you have to depend on the layers panel in graphics design. So it's not as difficult as you thought, or as you think rather. You see some complex looking graphics and you think that, oh, how can I achieve something like this, but it's really not that hard when you think of, when you get into it. You can create simple graphics. Definitely you can create more complex designs. Here, like, this is a folder of designs I've created. I just wanted to show you. I created some ad I put out yesterday. Where is this ad? So many designs to sort. Let's see. Okay, yeah, this is it. So let me open it here. Yeah, so this is an example of a more complex design here I worked on. So here you have the laptop, you have the picture inside. Like, it's this is basically high level stuff. We're going to get here. We're going to get into the little techniques I used in achieving this, but for now, let me open the layers panel, and you see it's not so different from what I showed you. And you see here I have my layers, one layer on top of another layer. Here's a laptop, one layer on top of another layer. Here's my background. So it's a bunch of different things, all just stacked on top of each other to get you the results you want. So that's the first lesson for the layers panel. For the next video, we're going to create a very simple graphics to test everything out. I hope you guys have your Photoshop ready, because we're going to jump into practicals ASAP, because all this theory will not make any sense if you guys are not practicing. So With that, I'll see you guys in the next video.